It's a crazy day today. After a whole year of being in paramedic school, I'm finally done. Passed my final written test with an 83%. And it still doesn't feel real. I kept feeling like they were going to call me back in and be like, hey, wait a minute. No, something's wrong here. Like, man, shit was crazy. Woke up early and drove out there just like any other day, going to class or something like that. And fought all the traffic on the turnpike, 2-hour ride in from Spring Hill to Orlando. And of course, they made us wait a little bit in the classroom just to give us some anticipation, I guess. And anyhow, I felt like I thought for sure I was going to fail when I was taking it. It was crazy. It's fucking crazy. Some of the questions in there were insane. I'd never seen them before. I'm like, what the hell? And this was my second go around in medic school, so a lot of the questions I always felt comfortable with on a lot of the tests that they would throw at us, but some of these were just nuts. And I got down to the last few questions and I like didn't want to hit the button because I'm like, man, I'm about to find out I failed. And I got to the last question and it was a pretty easy question, and I hesitated and I said, screw it, and I just hit the button and it said, nice job, 83%. I said, holy shit. And it took a lot. Excuse me.
I can't help you.
I'm not talking to you, Siri. That's why you can't help me with that. It took a lot in me not to yell out because there were still other people in there testing. But I did do a little, like that. Got the certificate and everything. Show you. Got this nice fancy certificate. Yeah. Paramedic certifies me. Done. Now I just have to take the national. Get signed up through the state and everything. But yeah, I just had to drive straight from the school in downtown Orlando all the way to Clearwater to pick up some stuff. I got a fancy new little rock fireplace thing for the front porch. And got this here. Got this old bottle my mom brought me back from a trip she went on up to Tennessee, but I've seen it in liquor stores here. That's all right. I appreciate it. It's a nice gift. And now I'm in Pasco County, where I went to high school at. Moved down here when I was 15, about to turn 16, and lived in this county for a long time. And back then, the only thing that was in the area where I'm at on 54 was just cow fields and the asphalt factory, and like Trinity Foxwood and Fox Hollow were there, and that was it, pretty much. And now there's all kinds of anything you think of: Publix's, Lowe's, apartment complexes, houses. It's crazy how much stuff they're building and how much more traffic there is. But this cemetery that I'm sitting in right now was always here, and I always used to drive past it because there used to be just woods down behind this cemetery, and we used to go back in there and hang out and stuff. And this cemetery was always here. George Steinbrenner is buried right behind me in a personal mausoleum. There's a big mausoleum back that way, not that little white box, but it's a big giant building back there. But a new building is that building right there, which is called the Hall of Life. But after crazy days like today, I like to come to this cemetery and sit right here in these little parking spots on the side of the road by this Hall of Life building. And it's just nice and peaceful. It's still pretty quiet in the cemetery. And 54 is right behind this building, so you can hear all the cars and traffic going by. But inside of here is nice and peaceful, and you can see the military section back there. But my dad, his ashes are in this building, and I was praying to him and a bunch of other people that I would pass my test, and I did. And I just like to come in here and visit every once in a while, especially on days like today. But it's a really nice cemetery. It's nice and peaceful. I don't want to record inside the building just because I don't want to be in there talking. I don't know. There's nobody else in there, but there's a lot of people's ashes in there. I mean, it's one thing to record outside, walking on the public sidewalk area, you know. Nobody's buried where I was just walking. I mean, there are some niches on the side over there, but I just feel like it's a little bit different inside the building. But anyhow, I'm just very thankful that I passed my paramedic final, and I'm looking forward to taking the national and bigger and better opportunities ahead. So thank you to Dad and everybody else that helped me. And after I leave here, I'm gonna go pick up my daughter. Have a nice night at home. Later.